people are asking, what makes DasCoin different? One of the things that I would say I lead with is DasCoin is a digital asset system. It is a unit that's been created as a conversion unit for institutional clients. So this is built as something that can plug in and serve institutional trading clients. And it's something that, and Blair is here, and he's a great asset. And it's such an important point that we make. I want to make sure that we're all together on this. And Blair, do you want to, talk? We should kind of. I want to dialogue with everybody. And so Blair, So one thing that is very different is the speed of transaction. I think we have a lot of people in here that know Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And
very slow. Yeah, it's too slow.
It's too slow.
Yeah, it's too slow for me. Yes, it's too slow.
It is.
Yes, it is. True.
So we have built this ecosystem to provide a much faster transaction speed. So a 6-second blockchain-based transaction. Now, what does that do? That gets institutional players, that gets trading partners excited because they can use this exchange as a tool for them. And Blair, do you want to talk a little bit about exactly how that would work?
Yeah, so with an exchange, we're looking at different jurisdictions where we can actually have an exchange established and have DasCoin traded as an instrument. So whether it's a trade for physical delivery, where there's a movement from DasCoin from wallet to wallet, with a transaction actually being registered on a blockchain in 6 seconds or less, or a transaction which is done with non-physical delivery, where you don't need to post a transaction to a blockchain. Our exchange technology will be able to accommodate all of these types of transactions. I want to just make note that Dimitri, raise your hand. Some of you might have met Dimitri last night. Dimitri is my colleague from Wall Street. Dimitri is the world's leading technologist on exchange systems and exchange technology. Dimitri has been approached by other large coin groups and has turned them down. We're very honored and fortunate to have him here today because he has agreed to team up with DasCoin to bring the world's most sophisticated and fastest, most secure, most scalable trading technology to DasCoin. So if you haven't interacted with Dimitri yet, please.
So the combination, the way this is possible, the way we can bring in this, we have a constellation of companies. We have a number of different companies that have been working on this project for a long time. We have put this all together using the best of the decentralized coins that are out there, so like Bitcoin, and combining it with elements of centralization. And I know among the Bitcoin faithful, that's taboo. But you're not going to have any institutional involvement without that. So we're extremely compliant with KYC. We're engaging with regulators, and that's the only way we see as a way to involve all institutional customers. So everyone knows in the FX world, there's $5 trillion being traded each day. There's a lot of legacy systems out there that are using very old technology. This is a system that will actually attract these institutional players. And we see that as key to making the whole ecosystem, this whole digital asset system, the way to make that work is to provide demand from an institutional side, and that will engage and actually drive up demand for the entire coin. Now there's another element of providing utility on a consumer side, and we have something we're unveiling called DasPay, and I'll let you to give Blair the forum to talk about DasPay, because DasPay is very important.
So one other point on the exchange, Michael's just talked about institutional participants and traders, but when it comes to retail traders, I mean, some of you have traded with the MT4 trading platform, I assume?
Yes.
MetaTrader 4? Yeah. Yes. So again, Dimitri's team has written at least 5 different plugins that are usable on MT4. So through these proprietary plugins, we have the ability to actually credit DasCoin to sub-accounts directly on MT4.
What does that mean?
That means we can actually take DasCoin and actually post it as trading collateral, trading margin, directly in MT4 accounts. So whereas Michael was talking about the institutional demand, we're talking about facilitating retail trading demand. So trading demand is important because that's what creates liquidity. Liquidity is what's needed on any cryptocurrency. When you look at, let's say, coin market cap, you've got the market cap, you've got the current price. That right-hand column is the most important, 24-hour trading volume. How much DasCoin or how much Bitcoin is actually being traded over 24
So it
hours.
means the DasCoin will be traded on the MT4 also, yes?
Absolutely.
As part of the constellation of companies that Michael was referring to, this then in essence becomes an in-house development team. So everything that we need to do, want to do, we're actually, the exchange technology operates at roughly 20% faster than anything else out there in the marketplace. And so for the sophisticated institutional traders that they're talking about right now, this is like a no-brainer. It's like going, you have the option of being in a car race and you get a faster car. You get in the faster car.
Yeah.
You get it. Yeah, right?
So what it means that the technology of the exchanger will be 20% faster than
The other exchanges out there that people...
And this trading engine is 4 megabytes. It's a very small format, and so it's coded in C, and so it interacts very well with all different types of systems. So it's in a generic C language, and that makes it highly usable.
So it can run on your mobile phone very, very efficiently.
Like MetaTrader 4, the same.
More so, right?
MetaTrader 4 is very clunky and inefficient compared to this.
Yeah.
But it's integrated with MT4.
Awesome.
Latency is quantified in microseconds, not milliseconds.
I think everyone, because certainly Paul likes talking about Blair a lot, but just so that we can portray Blair's background a little bit, he was one of the founding members of FXCM, which is the world's largest currency brokerage firm in the world. And Blair was involved in taking them public and later left. Blair also was a central banker for 4 years. So it's, that information that Blair is sharing is not from I just read it on Wikipedia.
Yeah.
This is
Blair is a rookie.
Yes. So if some of you guys could actually give him a few tips. I know that he's going to be taking notes from Paul later because Paul's actually got a lot of experience in trading wherever you're... Oh, there you are. Yeah.
I'm no good. I keep on losing.
So anyway, just wanted to make sure that you know where this information is coming from and at what level. Like everything else, we're trying to raise the bar.
So Michael mentioned DasPay. What's DasPay? DasPay is an in-house initiative in order to create real-world fungibility. What is the number one problem with crypto?
Can't spend it.
Yes.
Spend it, right?
Exactly right.
So people have these initiatives to actually create some spendability with Bitcoin and maybe a couple others, but nothing has ever been done on a mass market scale. I spent the last year and a half of my life, 18 months, working closely with the company that has created the world's first mobile payments transaction. So we have the opportunity to introduce this technology, this existing technology that was developed 5-6 years ago, and actually use it in the crypto space for the first time. It integrates an issuer, in other words, a bank which actually issues a card. It includes a bank that actually issues cards.
Jest powiązane oczywiście to z bankiem, takim bankiem, który na przykład wydaje też karty.
A card processor.
Procesor do kart.
Processor is already certified by MasterCard, Visa, China UnionPay, and JCB.
Procesor jest zaakceptowany już przez Mastercard, Visa, UnionPay,
China UnionPay, JCB. Yeah. And also includes tokenization, which is the security on the mobile payments transaction.
Mówił tutaj o tokenach, które zabezpieczają wszystkie transakcje.
So again, this technology is available to us. It's a matter of building the DasCoin ecosystem to a level of critical mass and then introducing the technology.
Just in case that's not clear, that's your job, by the way.
No pressure.
Why is this important?
Dlaczego to jest bardzo ważne?
In the entire world, there are probably tens of millions of point-of-sale terminals where we'll be able to utilize DasCoin as a payment instrument.
Tak naprawdę dziesiątki milionów terminali już akceptuje płatności mobilne i my też będziemy mogli dzięki tym portalom, które to akceptują, my będziemy mogli też używać tej naszej aplikacji.
In other words, our, as we say, addressable market is any merchant in the world that accepts Visa or MasterCard.
Czyli generalnie praktycznie będzie można płacić we wszystkich miejscach tam, gdzie płacimy już teraz Visa lub Mastercard.
Contrast that with Bitcoin, where there's about 150,000, maybe 200,000 merchants around the world that accept Bitcoin.
Jeżeli byśmy mieli to porównać do Bitcoina, tak jak mówiłem wcześniej, 150-200 tysięcy może miejsc akceptuje płatności Bitcoin.
You have two types of Bitcoin merchants in the world.
Bitcoin.
So you have active and you have passive.
Mamy aktywnych i pasywnych.
Either you're a merchant and you think Bitcoin's cool and yeah, I want to take it, I want to accept it because I want the traffic, or somebody has to knock on your door saying, hey, do you want to accept Bitcoin as instead of money?
Yes.
So the one is active if what?
Doesn't matter, just say active and passive.
I said
Great. In contrast, we don't need to go knocking on people's doors. Why? Because our solution already runs on Visa and MasterCard rails. So we don't need to go out to the
Generalnie
merchants.
o to chodzi, że w Bitcoinie to my musimy albo iść do jakiegoś sklepu, powiedzieć, zacznijcie na przykład akceptować Bitcoina. To jest jedna rzecz. Druga rzecz, sklep przykładowo zna Bitcoina, chce gromadzić Bitcoina, to mówi tak, okej, chcę być bardziej atrakcyjny, to może zacznę akceptować tego Bitcoina. Jeżeli chodzi o DasPay, to nie będzie, jeżeli chodzi o DasCoina, nie będzie tego problemu, bo ludzie tak naprawdę, którzy będą akceptować, którzy akceptują płatności mobilne i do teraz Visa, Mastercard, oni nawet nie będą wiedzieć, że my przychodzimy i płacimy DasCoin.
Tak.
More than 50% of the point of sale terminals in the world will take payment from the phone.
How much percent?
More than 50%.
At the moment, yeah?
At the moment.
Na dzień dzisiejszy około 50% terminali w ogóle na świecie już akceptuje płatności mobilne.
It's called Near Field Communications, NFC.
NFC, Near Field Communication.
So what happens? You take a picture of a plastic card, you take a picture with your phone, it stores it through a process called Host Card Emulation, HCE.
Co na dzień dzisiejszy możemy zrobić na przykład? Zrobić zdjęcie karty i mamy zachowaną po prostu tą kartę w naszej aplikacji.
So when you go to pay for something, you just need your mobile phone, you wave it in the NFC field, the transaction becomes tokenized, encrypted up into the cloud, decrypted down, transaction.
Jak mamy już połączoną tą kartę.
Thank you, Adrian. I appreciate that. So I come from Wall Street in New York, and my background is I helped launch the world's largest foreign exchange broker on day one, starting back in 1999. I have run other large sell-side organizations, FX brokers, grew their their market cap to over 250 million US. I was a central banker in Asia for 4 years. I reported directly to the governor of a central bank here in Asia. I've also run large buy-side organizations in the credit markets and equity markets. Got involved in cryptocurrency years ago when I helped a colleague set up a trading exchange here in Asia that intermediated assets such as cryptocurrencies, digital assets, foreign exchange, and over-the-counter instruments like contracts for difference and CFDs. So in teaming up with Terry and colleagues to build out the DasCoin ecosystem and to work to provide value to the DasCoin network, we identified a couple of early wins and initiatives that I wanted to focus on specifically. The first was regarding the introduction of a public exchange. So with my contacts on Wall Street, we have brought forth some technology that will become an integral component of the DasCoin ecosystem. So my colleagues have invested since the 1990s more than $20 million in building out
the premier exchange trading management software in the industry. So when we think about trading platforms like could be IGs or FXCMs or Rwandas, those are essentially just trading platforms. Those are just platforms where a broker will trade with a client. What we are offering, what we are bringing to the table is one dimension beyond that. We're bringing the full exchange traded technology with a best bid and best offer matching engine. We have the capacity to add thousands and thousands of banks to our exchange as both makers and takers of liquidity. We have the ability to support algorithmic trading and high frequency trading. We have third-party solutions to third-party trading platforms like MT4, MetaTrader 4. So we're able to connect our various digital coin wallets to third-party technology such as MetaQuote's MT4 platform, which is the most popular retail platform in the world. So with regard to DasCoin, we will have a new trading venue established where DasCoin as a spot instrument against traditional fiat currencies such as euro, US dollar, Japanese yen, Hong Kong dollar, British pound, etc. can be traded. And we will also be introducing DasCoin futures. So when you think about a futures contract, whether you're trading oil futures or Bitcoin futures, futures contracts may have an expiry every month or every quarter. And one of the reasons why we want to introduce DasCoin futures is to promote price transparency and price discovery across the futures curve. So by offering futures trading contracts in DasCoin, we will provide the market with risk management tools and hedging tools through which they can manage their positions in DasCoin and also speculate. So that is one component. That is the proprietary exchange trading technology that we're bringing to the market. I can tell you that if you look at the most popular trading crypto exchanges in the world, such as Huobi and OKCoin and BTC and others, none of them have trading technology such as ours. I was in a presentation earlier today, this evening, with Matthias and Paul and others, and they had an opportunity to look at the trading technology themselves. And I think if they were participating, they would tell you that it is very advanced trading software and an exchange solution that we're bringing to the market. So that's the first major initiative that makes me personally excited about growing the value of the DasCoin network. The second one, as Paul was alluding to, is solving a problem which I think has confounded crypto coin enthusiasts and users and investors since day one, which is, okay, I've just bought this Bitcoin, I've got it in a digital wallet, or I've just bought Litecoin, or I've just bought one of the other 708 cryptocurrencies that are out there. Now, what do I do with it? What exactly do I do with this cryptocurrency? So if we look at that from the perspective of, let's say, the telecommunications industry, they call that the last mile. Or if you're running a marathon, mile 25 and mile 26 are always the most difficult miles. In cryptocurrency, the last mile would be, okay, I've done all of the things, but how do I actually use it? How do I spend it on goods and services? So through our relationships with the leading technology payment specialist companies in the world, we have figured that answer out. We have determined how to utilize Bitcoin and other crypto assets to actually spend them agnostically for goods and services. So the very brief solution, not to bore you with the tedium, the very brief solution involves a holistic prepaid ecosystem. So if you think about a piece of plastic, be it a credit card or a debit card or a prepaid card in your wallet, in your physical wallet, through existing technology, we have the ability to store those cards securely on mobile devices, on iOS systems and on Android systems. That storage activity is called host card emulation. So when you think about payment solutions that are out there in the mobile space, you have Android Pay, you have Google Pay, and you have Apple Pay. Those are the three. Our colleagues designed one of those systems. In other words, one of those systems was developed on our colleagues' platform. So what we have is we have the ability to actually utilize a mobile device, call it a mobile telephone, and to actually pay for goods and services using Bitcoin and using other crypto assets, cryptocurrencies, in real time at mobile payments terminals that are equipped with near-field communications. So if I go to a 7-Eleven and I want to purchase a bottle of water or coffee, I can actually utilize the value that is sitting in my digital wallet through Bitcoin or other crypto asset, and I can pay for that coffee without having to take out a piece of plastic out of my wallet, without having to reach into my wallet for currency. So when a transaction is done, there's a corresponding debit of Bitcoin or another coin from the wallet. Now, I'm talking very generically and amorphously here about cryptocurrency. The specific application that we are most interested in here relates to DasCoin. So as DasCoin starts to become circulated in the market, starting January 14th, when DasCoin will be minted, the liquidity that underpins DasCoin will increase as more transactions take place, as more people purchase DasCoin, as more people utilize DasCoin on the internal exchange, and as more people trade DasCoin on the public external exchange that I just outlined. So as liquidity is increased, that will give us the ability to utilize DasCoin for mobile payments transactions. So that is a technology solution that actually solves the long-standing problem, which is the last mile in cryptocurrency. Now that I have it, how do I spend it? How is it exchangeable? How is it convertible? How is it fungible? So those are two proprietary initiatives that we have with DasCoin that are working to create additional stakeholder value, stakeholder benefit, and also increase the overall network value in DasCoin. Because as we provide additional innovation to the DasCoin ecosystem, DasCoin will have a tendency to most likely increase in value, and that'll be beneficial to participants. So that's just a very brief outline about a couple of the exciting ways and initiatives that we have in front of us with regard to DasCoin.
Okay, so I think there's a lot in there, and thank you that I wasn't able to connect proxy. I'm glad that I'm on now, and thanks Paul and Matthias for your narrative earlier. So Michael Matthias is really the founder. It was his idea initially, about a year and a half, almost 2 years ago. We began this journey, and I think the four people involved early on, George Sarsovich, John Prado, Michael Matthias, and myself, and we've been working very, very actively on it ever since. So the reason we selected network marketing is that it requires a in order to really, there's Michael on the screen. Yep. In order to communicate with millions of people on a global basis, you know, there's political differences, there's economic differences, all the, but we really, really needed to provide a solid foundation of education and get the right message across in order to reach the masses. And in all of our research and decision making, there truly was no better platform to do that other than through network marketing. And so if we can grow on a global scale quickly and by providing the right message to that we're growing, then that will be one element of success on the journey towards creating a global cryptocurrency. And that's really the backbone of that. There really is no better alternative or faster alternative. And so I'm not sure what you meant by traditional method of just starting a cryptocurrency and hoping that it gets picked up on the exchanges. Usually associated with that is a lot of speculation and hype, and you see that many of them rise and fall. And that's not a great currency. It's a fun speculation game.